But where does this need to keep moving come from? In fact, the sort of mobility we want is much the same as that of our neighbours. Maybe one day, our visionaries' intuitions will become so general that we can at last journey in a different way.
If you want to go towards creating futuristic towns with more fantastical modes, you have to modify the way we behave today, little by little, get nearer where we want to be, step by step. For me, the crystal is a first step, i.e. a self-service vehicle, an electric buggy.
Driven by the user.
But it has an additional capability. It can become part of a train of vehicles.
How far have you got with the vehicles?
Within the next 2.5 years, we'll have 4 vehicles working.
Superb, so the plans are complete.
I can show you the models. I'll show you the system. So, here's the first drawing. We had a vehicle that wasn't anything special. And this is the latest version. You can see that in the end we managed to go from a dream to some sort of reality. It's not as personal as the Chenillard, because it's a bit bigger. It's 10'6" long and takes 6 passengers. It can be adapted for different uses. There are different configurations for when it's self-service and when it forms part of a municipal transport system.
And if sharing was an initial solution to our problems in town? If an owner only uses his vehicle for less than 5% of the time, why can't others use it the rest of the time? Our hero's visions are persuasive. Those of the artist, Luc Schuiten, are on show today. His idea is to question conventional ideas, help people see and think, encourage them to catch the soft mobility bug.
One of the most useful ways of considering the problem is this educational area. Here I drew the street in 1850, there in 1900, in 1950, in 2000 and so on. You can see how it changed over time. It's the same view taken from the same spot. I set up my easel in the street and note what happens. How can we gradually change to doing things in a more reasonable, more authentic way, where people are happier? I started thinking about our means of moving about town, asking myself why living in town is so unpleasant. I realize it's because the choices we made are no longer valid. Our vehicles are too heavy, use too much energy, pollute the air. It is just as easy to use smaller units that can be combined to form a vast public transport system that are convertible, the Chenillard. We'd save vast quantities of energy by grouping them in convoys. It's a form of sustainable development as it consumes far less energy, and we know energy is precious. There isn't enough. We need to act now, do things in a different way.
We're all the same, Mr. Schuiten. We're happy to be convinced by your arguments, but we have to stop thinking nothing can be done. We're prepared to make an effort, but are always waiting for others to make the first move. And if the towns of tomorrow